Beer here back at the Fantasy Bar Friday on tap. That means the NBA in-season tournament underway. We've got 6 of my favorite plays ready for you to go, including some valued plays, some injury situations to capitalize on, some teammates we are looking at as well. And of course, my favorite play of the night, who we talking about? Only one way to find out. It's time to belly up to the Fantasy Bar. Welcome in, guys. Friday edition Beers Daily Fantasy Six-Pack. Turning our attention from the NFL to the NBA here in-season tournament. Kicks off tonight. Very excited about this new format here tonight. So a limited slate of games, but we've still identified 6 of my favorite plays for you. Thank you, as always, stopping by and hanging out here in the Fantasy Bar. Before we get to the plays, the housekeeping. First thing, thumbs up button. Very important, the tip jar here on this free video. So thank you for that. Make sure you hit that notification bell. As I mentioned, NFL six-pack already out for week 9. So go check that out. My pints and picks video with 2 of my favorite NFL bets coming out later today. So don't miss anything. Notification bell, subscribe to the channel, and check us out. Speaking of sports betting, over at scoresandodds.com/beer for all of those sports betting needs. Lastly, got to tell you about the new product over at RotoGrinders. This thing is absolutely amazing. SimLabs, if you have not checked it out yet, it is free for a limited time. Right now for NFL, can build a ton of lineups using simulations, and much easier, much more intuitive, much more interactive and fun for new users to build those lineups using tons of simulations of these NFL games. So go and check it out. Promise you're going to like what you see. And while it's free, get in there. That's rotogrinders.com/simlabs. All right, let's talk NBA here tonight again. In-season tournament. Looks like a ton of fun. Let's get started with the plays here tonight. We're going to go right back to the well on a guy we had on Monday and perform for us. We're talking point guard, shooting guard, Malcolm Brogden. So Brogdon just continues to get it done, and we know no Anthony Simons here tonight for the Portland Trailblazers. Also going to be without Scoot Henderson. So not only are those 2 of their best scorers, if not their 2 best scorers, but that's 2 of their main guards here. So Brogdon going to be taxed with a lot of minutes, a lot of opportunities here, and he's been very productive. 30 DraftKings points or more now in 4 of the first 5 games here for the season. So really consistent, great cash game option. And I think there's more of a ceiling in Malcolm Brogdon than what we've seen, and that could be unlocked here tonight in this matchup. Memphis really struggling with point guards, 2nd most fantasy points allowed to this position here. Malcolm Brogdon, just a solid, dependable option I'm loving here on Friday night. All right, let's stay there with Portland. Speaking of upside, point guard, shooting guard, small forward, depending on your site, we're talking the youngster, Shaden Sharp. I was really burst onto the scene here, and it started at the end of last season. We started to get some run here, had a massive game the other night here, and really helping fill that scoring void here for Portland. We know Simons, the primary offensive threat here. Scoot Henderson, not off to the greatest start, but with those 2 guys off the floor, Sharp's really going to have to put the ball in the bucket, and he's done that. 20 or more points, just points, in 3 of the last 4 games. Also hitting every other category on the stat sheet, giving you the rebounds, the steals, the blocks. So a lot of avenues to fantasy points here. And with those 2 guys off the floor this season, almost a 10% usage bump. So limited sample here. But for me, Sharp, a slam dunk play with a ton of upside with no Simons and no Scoot Henderson. All right, let's move to OKC. We know SGA's out. Let's take advantage with shooting guard, small forward, power forward, Jaylen Williams. Again, depending on your site, a lot of different positions here available for Jaylen Williams, but with no SGA, a lot of ways you could go here with OKC. I think most people's first inclination going to be to go with Chet Holmgren. I have no issues with that, but if Williams going to lag behind on ownership, we can take advantage of it. Last season, without Chet Holmgren, obviously, it was Jaylen Williams who led the way with a 4.5% usage bump with no SGA on the floor. Really has turned it up here of late, averaging over 36 DraftKings points per game here over the last couple games here. So good spot, great prices, a lot of positional flexibility, and that big boost without SGA. All right, value next at shooting guard, small forward with Lonnie Walker of Brooklyn. So Brooklyn, another team, going to be missing a lot of key pieces here. Claxton, Cameron Johnson out once again. Spencer Dinwiddie missed the last game, questionable here again tonight. So I like Walker a lot. If Dinwiddie is out, slam dunk, lock and load play for me here. Great value, even with the price hike on Lonnie Walker. We've already seen a 10x return. Now, yes, that was on a $3,700 salary, but it shows you he can get you mid-30s, 40 DraftKings points. So even at 5,300, we're talking 7, 8x return on these prices. 14 or more points for him now in every single game that he has played this season. So gonna need his offense here for Brooklyn. Even with the price up, love going to Lonnie Walker here. I think he continues to score the basketball and put fantasy points up on the board. All right, let's stay in the mid-range at shooting guard, small forward with Tim Hardaway Jr. of Dallas. So this one a little contingent. Kyrie Irving questionable here tonight if he is out again. Lock and load. Tim Hardaway Jr. going to be in a lot of my lineups. Even if Kyrie Irving is in, now we'll get a lower owned Tim Hardaway Jr., who's really helped step up, provide some offense for this team outside of Luka Doncic. 21 points per game for him over the last 3. Again, that's just points, not fantasy points. So he's scoring the basketball, putting fantasy points on the board as well. And great combination here. You get the floor of the minutes, taking a ton of shots, double-digit shot attempts in every single game. We know the ceiling is there as well for Tim Hardaway Jr., especially if Kyrie Irving is out. Great option for you here in the mid-range with Tim Hardaway Jr. All right, it's time. Take a look at my favorite play for Friday night. Before we do that, let's continue our Beast of the Night contest. Easy to play. All you got to do, head to the comment section and guess fantasy points on FanDuel tonight for my Beast of the Night. Whoever's guess is the closest, we're going to give you a free week of RotoGrinders Premium just for hanging out here in the fantasy bar. All right, let's wrap this baby up with my favorite play for Friday night. No mass, Beast of the Night. All right, Beast time. We still owe you a center here, and there's one spot I really love tonight. That is Nicola Vucevic against the Brooklyn Nets, tonight's Beast of the Night. Now, we label these guys Beasts of the Night, but Vuce has definitely been a beast here of late. 2 massive double-doubles here, 24 and 17 and 21 points and 20 rebounds. Some huge games here. Now gets a Nets team that is missing Nick Claxton, their big defender, in the middle. So this team, undersized, undermanned down low. And I just don't see them containing a guy like Nicola Vucevic. No team in the NBA giving up more points per game to the center position than the Brooklyn Nets here early on in the season. So a good scoring matchup. I think the rebounds will be there. And I think we get another big ceiling game. Nicola Vucevic, easily my favorite play on the board and tonight's Beast of the Night. All right, guys, that'll do it here for Friday night in the NBA for night 1 of the in-season tournament. Excited to see how this plays out. If you have any comments, questions, or feedback, hit me up in the comment section right below the video. Don't forget, fantasy points for Nicola Vucevic on FanDuel for your shot at a free week of RotoGrinders Premium. Thumbs up button, notification bell, and subscribe if you have not already. Check out scoresandodds.com. Go check out SimLabs. Don't forget NFL 6-pack out for week 9, pints and picks coming, and SiriusXM Fantasy Sports Radio every Sunday night going through all the NFL action. Eric Beinfort and myself, come check us out 6 to 9 this Sunday night. All right, that'll do it here, guys. For RotoGrinders.com, I am Beer saying salut. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great weekend. Best of luck tonight and in the NFL this weekend, and we will see you next week.
Hey, thanks for checking out our videos. If you want more expert advice on DraftKings, FanDuel, or any other daily fantasy sports, make sure you check out the current videos playlist